If you are in the market to buy or sell your home, land, or property, it is in your best interest to work with a professional that cares and keeps your best interest first always. Melissa Williams is your agent, very customer service oriented, knowledgeable in all steps in the delicate process of your investment, and here to turn your dreams to reality. Call her now, 253-293-1056. That's 253-293-1056. www.melissawilliams.com.
Hey you, yeah you, don't you deserve a newer vehicle for 2022? Go see Ralph at Max Auto Plus Tacoma. Good credit, bad credit, always with the lowest interest rates possible. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and everyone sees the Carfax. The best customer service ever. Log on to GoSeeRalph.com or call 253-230-1494. That's 253-230-1494. Oh, one more thing. Did you know you get $200 cash money if you bring Ralph a customer? What are you waiting on? Go see Ralph. Max Auto is located at 12918 Pacific Avenue, South Tacoma. Get up and go see Ralph.
All right, B, you're on. Saturday, 4 p.m.
Anybody go down and see LeBron?
I was gonna go, man, but then by the time I got done doing some stuff with my kids and walkthrough and everything, somebody sent me a picture of how many people were camped out, and I was like, I'm good.
I have a few clients that went, and they even called it. It would have been nice to see that. Shout out to Jamal for putting on that.
Shout out.
Yeah,
that's crazy. He put Seattle.
He put Seattle on that. People still criticize him. Whatever. But oh man, he could never do that.
He just gotta hate.
But that was still a dope thing.
This is successful, bringing people stars to the 206.
Legends.
Yeah, that's
arguably one of the greatest in the game. Yeah, not my top.
Oh my God.
Arguably, you know what I'm saying?
He's top 3 player.
Yeah, I mean, he's top 3.
Yeah.
He's not one.
He won his championship one more.
He's still not one.
He won. LeBron, you win one more. But yeah, anyway, shout out to the whole
Lakers. Through and through, you know me. He still ain't number one.
Who's your number 1? Okay, I agree with you. Who's your number 2? Because you like Kobe.
I love what Kobe did to the game.
Yeah.
Kobe, I mean, he dominated at every level. Defense, offense, and he could pass the ball. His assist, 20,000, 5,000. Only like one of 3 or 5 players to do it, so the man clearly could pass the ball.
No, I like this game. I kind of have more appreciation later on in his game because his game changed, But
he was ever evolving.
Yeah, but that's what great ones do. But my number 2 is a guy by the name of Hakeem Olajuwon.
I'm not gonna argue that.
Yeah, when he took a team and won 2 championships, crazy.
Yeah. I don't argue. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's all opinion. So I don't argue it. Some people got LeBron one. Whatever. That's your opinion.
No,
but
what you said, I agree. Top 3, yeah, definitely.
I get top 3.
All right, guys. So, guys, we are back at it, and we want to talk about what's the first topic we want?
Oh man, did you see the knockout?
Oh,
Nick, you missed it, bro.
I saw the highlights.
Listen.
I watched it.
Oh my God, listen, bro. That might have been one of the greatest comebacks in sports history.
What knockout?
Kamaru Usman versus Leon Edwards.
He leaned into that kick.
Man, bad. Man, hey, listen.
Leon,
bad.
man, he stayed stayed the course.
No, he didn't. Bro, listen, I'm telling you, that had to be one of the luckiest. Did you hear his dad before the round?
Well,
Stop feeling sorry for yourself. His dad was literally yelling at him because he knew he was out, bro. He was done. Yeah. 2 minutes. 2 minutes away from going out, and you
stayed the course, man. You gotta give it to him, man.
Man, yeah, you gotta give it to the man. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Man.
Like, bro, to me, that's almost as big as, you know what I'm saying? When Tyson got knocked out by Buster Douglas. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, because nobody's good by
right, like, bro, I mean, you're arguably talking about one of the best fighters in UFC history.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the man fights on a crazy schedule.
Yeah.
Nobody has that man's schedule. He's fought almost 2 or 3 times this year already.
He's got 3.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, and then to fight a 4th time, you know what I'm saying? Hey, all title defenses. Like, the man is beating the dog mess out of like great fighters. He's not just beating up on bums.
And that's why even with the knock, I still give him props.
Again, bro, like it was one of those, like he dodged the jab perfectly.
Yep.
And it was just a great combo. Like that was just a great combination. Right on time. He walked right into it, bro. Like he kissed it, and put him,
rematch.
You know it's coming.
Yeah.
And he won't lose it. He won't.
No.
Honestly, I think the next one he'll put him out.
Yeah,
because he'll stay more aggressive, and the next one stay on top of him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's done in previous fights. But you know what's crazy? So I'm sitting right before the fight started, right? Because you know he's in Black Panther too.
Mm-hmm.
And I said in my head, I didn't say it out loud, but I swear I said it in my head. I said, "Is that gonna slow him down?" I said, "I hope." And I swear to God, I said, "I hope it's not like some other fighters."
I don't think
right?
It,
I don't think that's it. But I'm just saying, it's crazy how it seems to happen to a lot of guys. They go do a big movie, right? Mm-hmm. And then they turn around, and it's not that they come out slow but that they just have a moment. And he had a moment, right?
Yeah.
I'm not I think he's one of the greatest fighters of all time. I love the guy, love what he does for the sport, love what he does for the community, love what he does for his country. But just man,
It happened,
That
bro.
man,
It happened.
bro.
It happens.
Ooh-wee.
He was gonna recover.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
gonna be all right.
He'll be right back.
Let's get. I'm gonna talk about. I actually really enjoyed the fight. I watched.
Oh yeah,
So, I
the
liked
card
it.
was good.
Let's get on the topics.
Bottom of the screen there. What is it? How soon? You guys gotta excuse me yelling because I have to project tonight. For some reason, my rig wants to not work. So, how soon before you decide to talk about your past and or current traumas with a new partner?
Ladies, let's start with the ladies.
And if y'all are gonna talk, y'all have to project your voice. You guys gotta be loud.
It depends on what type of trauma you're talking about and who this person is and how close you are at that time. I mean, if you're in a deep relationship, of course, you'll feel more comfortable talking to that person. But it kind of depends on how serious that relationship is and what type of trauma you're talking about. There's some things you just don't really want to reveal to just anybody. Because it leaves you vulnerable.
Right.
Or they can use it as a weapon
against you. Exactly, you're vulnerable.
Yeah, Julie, what you think?
I don't think it's a time thing. I think it's a safety thing.
Right.
If you feel safe with the person, and I feel like, I don't know, I always see you have to put skin in the game. So I'm the type of person I match energies. So I'm not going to put myself out there if they're not going to be willing to do the same. Because that's a safety. That's that exchange, transfer of energy. If you can't trust me, but you want me to trust you, there's some off balance there for me.
Right, I agree.
I agree with the ladies a little bit, but I do think it's kind of important to talk about some traumas and some things just because, it's triggers, right, and a lot of our traumas and how we have dealt or how we deal with them is how we deal with current people, right? If we haven't dealt with them, right? You depending on how much baggage you carry, right? You sometimes we tend to bring that baggage into our current situation. So, I think sometimes it's very important to talk kind of early about certain traumas. Now, obviously, there are some things that you're going to keep tight and keep close, just because, again, like Taylor said, you don't want to be vulnerable. You don't want, like you said, you don't want somebody using it against you.
Yeah, weaponizing.
But I also think it's very important that you deal with those traumas so that somebody can't use them as weapons. You know what I'm saying? Somebody can't weaponize your traumas against you. So I think it's very important that you deal with those before getting into a new situation. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's somewhat important to talk about them kind of early. So that way.
Yeah, oh my bad.
You good? I was watching it too. That way kind of like what you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And that person knows what they're dealing with, and they honestly can make an honest choice if they want to continue on and dealing with those traumas, right? Because some of us, haven't dealt fully with our traumas or things that have happened to us. And so I think it's kind of important to kind of let somebody know. That way they know what they're walking into. You know what I'm saying?
But what as far as timing though? Because the question was when.
Right. I'm not sure there is a exact time, but again, I think once you realize the projection of the relationship, that will determine the time frame in which you should talk about said traumas. If you guys are going to be friends with benefits, hey, we don't really have to talk about too much about traumas. Right. But if we're talking about being something serious and going forward, with the relationship, then we kind of should talk about the things that we've dealt with and been through in the past. That way, again, that person has an honest choice, right?
Yeah, because they can make an assessment.
Right.
If they want to stay, if they want to stay in that, because some people it might be too much.
Your trauma might be their trigger.
Well, that's the thing is you have to be aware of what's the trigger. And like you said, I think it does depend on what the trauma is. I think there needs to be a level of
because you might be healed,
yes,
but your partner may
not
be healed.
And what are you doing to heal yourself or to support me or vice versa? So there needs to be that level of discussion. I almost kind of more agree with what Toon was saying. And, well, I'm not sure if you said it, but in terms of I want to discuss that somewhat early on. I want to gauge whether or not if this is going to be kind of acceptable and whether or not this
or
is going to be
if you can even deal with mine,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Not even if I can deal with yours,
yeah.
but if you can handle what I went through, you know what I'm saying? I might be too much. Like maybe my triggers and maybe my traumas have made me a person that you don't want to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to know that early. I want to be able to make an honest choice before it's taken from me.
Absolutely.
Because then because once you get too deep and feelings are involved, well now it's kind of like now I have to kind of decide between my feelings or do I you know what I mean, or do I want to deal with this, or or can we handle this, so then it becomes unfair to both parties.
Well, transparency, communication. I mean,
yeah.
Bottom line, that's just key.
You have to have transparency, but not everything.
There's a balance.
It's a
balance.
very and I think it's a slippery slope too.
It is.
Somebody asked what kind of traumas like we're talking about. That's a good discussion.
Depends on the person. I mean, traumatic for one person may not be for another person. So it's
abuse.
It's very
let's say
it could
sexual
be
abuse.
sexual,
Sexual abuse.
physical,
emotional
Emotional abuse.
Right.
Yeah.
it could be a myriad of things.
Is there a difference with the abuse or the difference of trauma, whether or not you tell and whether or not you discuss, or is it all kind of the same?
I think it depends on where you're at in your healing process.
And in the relationship.
You know what I'm saying? Because depending on where you're at, if you're just coming out of an abusive relationship, right, you might not be able to handle like somebody knowing, because again, you don't know if that person's gonna take advantage. So you might want to hold that one a little bit tighter, right? And that's speaking to any abuse, physical, emotional, right? All of that. You know what I mean? So again, I think it's based on the relationship projection.
I think it also depends on have you dealt with the trauma? Are you
Right,
have you steps been taken to help you deal with that?
That's what I said. Where you're at the healing process.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what are you doing?
Have you been to counseling? Have you been to counseling, or you just kind of act like it never happened and deny it? So.
And that's what a lot of people tend to do when they have some trauma. They time heals all wounds, but that's not true. Time does not heal all wounds. Time can heal some things, but it definitely don't heal all.
Well, especially when you're dealing with PTSD.
Right.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Right.
Well, I always even say maybe abuse, alcohol abuse. There's all types of different things that.
Understanding triggers.
Yeah. What are some of the comments?
I've already flashed them across the screen, so you guys are good.
Let's see. So they can hear us.
Yeah.
Too soon develops into trauma-related relationships. I think that's really interesting. So saying it too soon can almost be like a crutch.
Self-sabotaging. It could be looked at self-sabotaging.
Either way, yeah, it can go either way. You can either trigger bond. Some people, trauma bond and trigger bond. You know what I'm saying? Based off, I dealt with this, you dealt with this. All that bonds us together.
Mm-hmm.
And
is that healthy?
I don't really. I think it's healthy to find a common bond, right? And be it made. If it is the trauma, but I don't think you should base your relationship in being, you know what I'm saying? Right. Some people will trauma bond and they'll base their relationship off that bond, based off their, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was hurt in this, yeah. Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
And I think that's unhealthy. But I think it's healthy when you find a common bond, if it be so that it was a trauma, right? Okay, you dealt with this, I dealt with this, but we've healed, right?
I was going to say, the healing process is the bond,
right? So we share that bond that we both went through the healing process. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I think that's the healthy part. But when both of you are still trying to heal and you bond off the trauma, then I think that creates unhealthy trauma related relationships.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, and I think the healing process is so important.
Yeah. That's
like the key, because a lot of people do have relationships based on trauma and conflict. So, what's up, Don? Who wants to read that one?
Evening, everyone. As a person who has a traumatic past and has overcome them, if I see a future with the other person, I will share my past. As I feel comfortable, I will share my triggers. That being said, there are things that are stored deep and are not brought forth until a person feels safe enough to share or deal with. It wasn't until I was with my now husband that I started to realize some things that I thought were dealt with started surfacing. I feel safe and secure in sharing.
So she basically saying almost the same thing that Julie. And Tune echoed some of that. I totally agree with that. It is about feeling safe and feeling secure. And us men, we want to feel the same way.
You know what? I had to talk about this the other day with a friend of mine, and I was telling her, I said, she was like, well, she one of those people that always apologize, like, or hey, if I'm bothering you, and I'm like, men, I said, let me tell you something. Men hate when women say, I'm sorry if I'm bothering you.
Yeah.
I said the reason
you are bothering us.
I said, well, no, it's not that you're bothering us. It's the fact that when you say it all the time, it almost, to us, it feels like you don't feel like we could say it to you.
Yeah.
And in some cases, some men can't say it to their significant other because they
but
don't.
She's probably been with somebody that couldn't say that to her, and then probably announced it after the fact.
But not,
you're kind of annoying.
Or he didn't feel safe enough to have that conversation and say that to her, right? Because some people take, hey, listen, I need a break real quick.
Yeah.
Some people take it personal, and so, I was just saying, you gotta be able to handle those conversations. You gotta be able to take somebody saying, hey, I need just a little space right now. You know what I'm saying?
How do you tell that? I mean, because I understand what you're saying, and that is a fine line because that can be very difficult. And I have found that a lot of women. And it's because sometimes we like our space. It's not a bad thing. We're not saying we don't want to hang out or be around. It's just that we handle things differently.
We all need space.
I think so.
I think we all need space.
But I think what Barry's trying to say is that a lot of times men don't feel safe enough in their relationship to say that to them.
Because it's they take it, like you say, a little bit personal. And I don't even want to say sensitive. I hate when people just downplay the word sensitive and put it
right, but it is what it is.
Well, yeah, maybe it is, but I just feel like he has a point about maybe men are not feeling comfortable saying that.
It sounds to me, my thought, if I hear someone saying over again, I'm sorry if I'm bothering you, over and over, the person's very insecure in themselves.
Yeah.
That could be.
That seems like a very insecure thing to me.
Yeah. So when you had that discussion with her, was she able to recognize that and be like, okay, or is she okay? So she continued to say
personal again, but then again, that's made my point for me. I was like, see, but I'm just having a conversation. Like we don't even have relations, and I'm telling you that what it probably was is your man probably didn't feel comfortable enough telling you, hey, I need some space, or that, hey, you're annoying me. That's why you say that all the time. Is because you feel like you are, but you're not giving a person enough space and feel safe enough to tell you that.
Yeah, and M says everyone needs space as an individual. I agree. I think it might be a little different between men though. Men say it. I don't know. I just think that what we describe as space can be taken differently. So, you guys ever feel like that in a relationship that you need? Have you ever had to tell a man that you need space?
Yes.
How
did he take it?
He did not take it well.
Okay,
he went to my mother. He cried to her.
I never mind.
Excuse me, sucker.
Is he watching?
Sucker.
When you said space, were you looking for like individual space or like space within the relationship?
For me, he was just obsessive and suffocating me.
So you needed space from him.
I needed space. I need space. It's like, yes, we can go out, but I need. Stop calling me Mrs. So and so. He's using Mrs. his last name in reference to me after like 2 weeks. And I'm like.
So you needed space in the relationship and space from him.
I needed space.
Yeah,
you using Mrs.
He's calling me
2
Mrs.
weeks.
Versus Mrs.
Is it golden?
Put a sundress on, that's what happens.
I don't know what it was. I was younger then.
Interesting. Julie, have that men ever,
want space for me?
Yeah, just.
I mean, not yet.
Okay.
I mean, if they have, maybe they just have it. But I have a busy schedule.
Yeah.
So
you're not one to
sit up underneath.
Yeah. It is a fine line between that.
Listen, that's a dangerous conversation to have.
I would want that. I would want to know though.
That is a danger. Listen, that is.
Yeah.
I would want to know though.
But see, I think for you it's different because, like you said, you have a busy schedule, so you don't create that energy where a man's like, God, I just need a minute. You know what I'm saying? I need that space because because you're busy women. You're out working, doing whatever you do. You know what I mean?
Well,
And
you guys can hang out by themselves too.
Right.
It's not an issue. I think that's a lot of problems. A lot of people can't do that. So there's a lot of people that can't go to movies by themselves or can't go eat by themselves. So that plays a part too.
Right.
Yeah, I take myself on dates.
Yeah, I mean,
you got to treat yourself.
You got to
comfort your own skin.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, interesting point. And it's interesting, like you said, that when you told her and she took it personal, like the same thing that you were saying. It's
Oh, literally, I mean, my proof. Thank
yeah.
you. Appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying?
Made that one easy.
Made it really easy.
Made that one real easy. I didn't even have to continue the conversation.
Man, to get into your piece, to reflect on the moves that you are making, the moves that you're looking to make. Yeah, that goes all into that. You know, self-care, self-awareness. Yeah, I agree.
I know you feel like you need your space, but have you been able, because you like your own space, but have you been able to communicate, like, chill?
I mean, it just kind of depends.
We gotta talk up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it just kind of depends on the situation. Yes, I can articulate that. So, yeah. So. No, it's off. It's not. It's on. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, I think I can get pretty into what I want to do. So, can you tell somebody that?
He starts off that way.
Like, I just called somebody to tell him that. Yeah.
Like,
I can't imagine he'd have a hard time telling someone what he wants or needs.
Listen, it is what it is, man. Listen, you either like it or love it. There's 12 billion people on the planet Earth. If you don't love it, you know my saying, somebody else will.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, you know, what do y'all think out there? Are you guys able and willing to tell somebody, man, you're cramping my style? Back up.
But see, I think there's a difference between, like Julie said, wanting space in the relationship. You know, like, hey, maybe they're just over your house a little too much, or you know what I mean, and wanting space from that person and saying like, listen, I need a break from you. Like, I need to, you know, give me a couple of days to think some things through. I think those are two different spaces, right?
So if you stay the night, leave before 10.
I ain't saying all that, you know, because I'm not a morning person, so you know. But after a couple of days, and again, like we're talking relationship.
You got to pay off some mortgage. 2 days of mortgage. You got to help pay, huh?
So, you know.
Yeah, no, and those are conversations that you do have to have. So I feel you. Yeah.
All right, next topic, y'all.
Yeah.
Not to cut everybody off, but so taking L's to secure the W. Here's the overlay, because I think you had sometime even when you win a verbal conflict, you lose. You may have to make it look like you took the L to really win.
Man.
Sometimes shutting up is just the best medicine.
Man.
It be listening
Man.
to some people. Some people cannot take it. Listen, sometimes you just shut up, man. It eats some people alive.
Man.
He's probably, I ain't got nothing else to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm famous for it. I ain't got nothing. Look, I ain't got nothing else to say.
And that's to me, you have to almost learn that over a period of time because, of course,
not me.
Yeah, I know.
Oh
I
my
was saying,
God,
we all,
I was bad at it, man.
Yeah.
I was real bad at it. I used to any conflict. What? You want the issue? I got the smoke, and I want all the smoke, the fire. But you know what they say? I read something that said, the less you react to those situations, the calmer of a person you make yourself. Right?
Absolutely.
So once I realized that was actually a true thing, I realized how much calmer I've become. Right? Because we talked about some things where I'm like, man, I wanted to fly off the handle. I'll take the L.
You take it.
I'll take the L.
And it's not really taking the L. It's just you're just not going to be bothered anymore by whatever.
Like I'm just not in that life. You know what I mean? Like
it's not even.
Like you pick your battles, basically. Yeah. I mean, I agree to differ. We have to agree to differ sometimes.
Yeah.
I have a problem with that.
Yeah, and be okay with that.
Yes, I agree to differ.
True.
no response is a response for me, and I don't. Well, a lot of times people think the louder you are makes you right.
Or makes you tougher.
I'm just not argumentative, so I just look at you and just nod. Okay. I want to understand, but if you get to the point where you're not telling me anything and you're just talking just with venom, there is no response, right? Now, if we're talking to communicate and understand, I want to understand you. It's not about being right or wrong. And if it becomes right or wrong, I just won't play.
No, I'm still learning. You know, I still have my moments. I can get very
passionate.
I get ugly, man. Listen, I can get real stupid. You know what I'm saying? But I'm learning. You know what I mean? Like it takes. You have to really push my buttons for me to really. You know, now it used to be like I'd snap off the handle like quick. I didn't matter. Wherever we were, I didn't care. It was whatever. All the smoke. How many you have? 10, 20 of you, and we can still do it. Mm-hmm. But you know, as a father, and you know, especially especially as a single father, you know what I mean. I'm trying to learn more to teach and show what I want to see from my son. You know what I'm saying. I'm trying to be that example. You got to mirror behaviors. Not just speak it, but actually, you know what I'm saying. Yes. But live it and walk it and show them. You know what I mean. Because I know where my temper got me. You know what I'm saying, and I would never want to see them have to walk that road. Or have to even take on those inner demons or battles because nobody, sat you down early enough and taught you how to do it.
Was it because you just wanted people to agree with you, or was it just?
Are you trying to be expressive? Are you?
I just had a really bad temper, and so like it was like I've always been a debater, right? Because I'll debate facts all day. Opinion. I don't really debate opinion, but facts and stuff I used to any argument, like I didn't care, fight, whatever.
And you always play devil's advocate, so you might not even agree what you're debating.
But I'm just because you're so bad.
That takes a lot of effort. That takes a lot of effort.
Two will debate, just to play devil's advocate. He might not even agree with that.
Yeah. I just, I like to learn, right? So if when people are really passionate, I like to learn. I want to learn why. Are you passionate because of something you think, or is there some fact based to what you're thinking? I'm just like that. I just like to debate.
Hey, I think it's just certain like battles with somebody you're intimate with, as opposed to like battles with your family. It's just so different in how the approach is and the venom that's behind it. The relationship, all that. The family stuff is totally different. I get that.
Or now it's more like you just gotta really, really push my buttons. Otherwise, not just whatever. It's cool. I take it.
Learning piece, man. Learning piece.
But it's not really an L.
No, it's not. You're not losing.
Inner peace.
Right.
It's the win.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you really take like arguments in relationships, like somebody you're messing with? How are you able to walk away from that? Because that's where, especially the longer the relationship is going, or you're in it, it's passion behind it.
Yeah. That's hard.
And we say what we want to do, but it's hard to.
I rarely argue. It's just not in me.
And that's cool.
It really depends on what
I'm trying to do.
But I get told I don't care because I won't argue.
No, that's not.
Yeah. And so,
but
some
hate
people.
That mentality.
Yeah, and so I'm just like, okay, well, I don't care then. It's not gonna. You can't bait me in.
Right.
Now, if I'm passionate, it's not that I never argue, but if I'm passionate in something, and it's how I feel, or if I feel unheard, but for the most part, you can't bait me into an argument.
Yeah, and I think that argument really loses weight. I think the older we become, don't care because you're not arguing. That's a kind of a dumb mentality to have. It should be the opposite. I do care.
That's why I don't. It's a control issue.
Is it a control?
I wrote it. It's like I'm gonna make you argue with me
I'm gonna follow you around. You're gonna talk to me. We're gonna fight about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my first husband, we were not married very long, and within a month of being married, he would get mad at me and try to divorce me. And I get upset. He wants to divorce me, and I'd cry and all that.
Oh,
And then one day I said, fine, divorce me. He said, you don't care.
Mm.
So I think it's a way of control. I think it's a control thing.
Obviously it's a control thing.
So.
Yeah, that's like the people that always want to break up, after every argument.
Right.
How you're weaponizing the breakup.
It's like, fine, leave.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. It's just the stuff that I read an interesting article when they were saying about couples. And they said in relationships, couples argue almost 20% of the time.
Really?
I had to think about that.
20%?
20%, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
But then you kind of have to go back and when you kind of look at the relationship, you got to think about every argument that you have.
Argue or disagree? There's a difference.
Find difference. Really find difference.
Because, you can
because
disagree
disagree usually leads into the argument.
You can disagree without having an argument.
You can.
I think if you're a strong relationship, you should be able to.
Yes.
Exactly.
If you have a strong relationship, you should be able to disagree without argument.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. But again, that takes time to get to that space and place. So, yeah. What's the next one?
Traveling with your significant other, is it important or no?
Traveling in general, I think it's a good thing. Traveling with significant other, that takes work though.
You can't travel with
You can't
everybody.
travel
You
with
better
everybody.
learn that right
Yeah.
away. I want to know if I could travel with you before
man.
your trauma.
Your trauma, yeah.
Traveling, that's a deep one because you don't want to go somewhere and be stuck with someone and be miserable.
I mean, look what happened at COVID. People realize they can't stand their partner.
Right.
No, there's a lot of that. When
Right.
you're forced to be with because you're really forced to be with somebody 24 hours, so you don't really no break.
Talk about wanting space.
You can't go no place. You're in that room. Oh my God.
I think it's important. But like you guys said, I think you need to know if you can, right? Like, I mean that. But if we can't travel, I don't think we need to be fucking with each other on that level. Like, I don't think we're in a relationship then. If I can't travel with you, because I want to travel, so.
Travel,
Right.
road trips, yeah.
So,
I'll
yeah,
meet you there.
What is important to know is that person a planner, or do I have to wake up early?
Yeah,
There's
how do they travel?
How do you travel? That's a lot of
Right.
stuff that you need to find out
And how do
because
you pack?
how do you,
On
yeah.
budget,
And that's what I was going to get at.
food,
'Cause I like to do
who's
it first class.
cooking?
I'm going for So I'm not doing. There's certain things when I travel, I like to be comfortable. There's certain things I like. So
1-bagger, 6-bagger.
I'm not a one bad person.
Are you carry on? Are you checking?
I'm checking my bag.
He has too many shoes.
You got what
There it is. I gotta have a case. I carry a suitcase for my shoes.
Well, I mean, yeah.
It is what
I
it
can
is.
see that.
I'm not gonna lie. I got so many pairs of shoes. I'm definitely like I'm bringing a whole suitcase.
You gotta
And
do the
I'm
whole-
sleeping in.
Yeah. You're not playing nothing. You're playing like maybe one or two things at a day.
I don't mind the planning, but you're not gonna be waking me up like, oh hey, we gotta do this 7 8. What? No 7 8.
7 p.m.
But if you want to do it,
Go ahead.
cool.
Do
I don't
your
have no problem. It's just when you try to make me want to do something. That's
For
when
me, when I travel,
But-
I leave early. I'd leave early and be there early.
you leave early.
I like to leave early.
Oh, you like to get to the airport?
I like to, if I can get a flight at 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning, I'm down for that.
Oh, okay.
I want to get
I'm
there.
down for the red. I'm down.
I
For
do
I want to
red
get
eye.
there early.
I do
like
red
red
eye. I like leaving late at night and getting there.
That's fine too.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, but I feel you getting there. Morning.
I don't want
I mean,
to
honestly,
travel midday.
I'm a flyer, so I've been my mom used to work for Alaska Airlines, so I fly. I don't care. Put me on the plane.
Oh, damn. There you go.
Back on the
Yeah.
We used to fly free.
Oh, man.
That was it, boy.
Oh,
That was so man.
shout out to my boy. He always puts me on to he's watching. But yeah, it's yeah, you need those buddy passes and
All that. All that.
anybody else got Back in the day, they were
Right,
giving
got
a limit. Hey, hit us. Hey,
It's your boy.
do you guys use miles? Anybody use miles?
I have.
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah. Miles is the way to go.
Very convenient.
Yeah.
Love the miles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But I definitely think it's important. You know, if you want to have a strong relationship, you gotta be able to travel together. If you can't travel together, you probably got some issues you probably need to solve.
Right, you need to be able to get away.
Because I mean, like simple travel issues is like things like getting up at different times or whatever. Like that's not a big deal. Because if you want to go do something, you're grown. We're grown. We don't have to do every single thing on this trip together. Right?
If they're
But-
able
but-
to be
but
alone.
But again,
But
You
two,
don't have to go to the
what you're saying is true, but how many situations we've been in, people can't do stuff on their own, you know?
okay, but so again,
You know,
if
crazy.
but it's
so that's
crazy
not a
as
person that I'm gonna be in a
Yeah.
relationship with.
Yeah, yeah.
That's not a person I'm dating.
Yeah.
Then.
I agree.
I'm not-
Yeah.
Nah.
I hear a
I feel
lot
like I
of people
gotta-
go on vacation and come back and break up.
Yeah.
Just
I've
off,
had
yeah.
I've had clients be like, no, I can't do it. Like she was like 24. It's like I feel like I'm an entertainer. Like I gotta entertain every,
I'm dead.
you know.
I'm dead.
Oh. Bro
I'm
said,
dead.
Can you go in another room and read a book or something?
he said, man, he goes, go lose yourself down in the casino or something. I'm like, damn, bro. But I mean,
I've been there.
yeah, I mean, any bad travel story?
My ex-husband.
Was he bad?
Okay, so he got mad at me.
Why is everything mad at you?
Because I'll tell you why.
Like everyone's
I
story.
study ASL, right? And there's a guy I know. He's deaf and legally blind. He's Usher syndrome 1. He's born deaf, going blind.
Mhm.
So I needed a deaf in for a deaf event. I need someone to introduce people who are deaf so I could practice my sign language. And he rode with me to a deaf event. My husband was mad because he has a penis, and he almost wouldn't go on our vacation because I took this person who's deaf and legally blind to an event. So we went to go to Oregon, and he wouldn't unpack the car. We unpacked the car. We got there, he took off with the car, so we took the groceries. Yeah, it was a horrible experience. And locked me in my bedroom. Yeah, we didn't.
Is that it?
The horror story? No, we couldn't travel together.
Yeah. That was the last trip we would ever get together.
I mean, there he locked. So I wish,
bro.
My time
Bro.
locked me out of the. My
Bro.
time-
No way.
I wish somebody would.
Oh no.
Yeah, like is it ex-husband? Yeah.
No way. That's crazy. Julie?
I've not had any bad travel experience. I can kind of go with the flow though. So, I mean, when we went to Vegas in May, there was a lot of mishaps, but I could be by myself.
Yeah.
So it wasn't, you go do you. I just stayed by the pool. I was cool walking around at the concert by myself. So when you're comfortable with yourself.
Yeah, that's me. Like I can keep with myself.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I get jump on a plane. I did that a lot of times. Fly down to San Francisco for a day, come back. Yeah, I'm cool. You know. Yeah, that's me travel.
I love to travel. Love it.
What do you out of the country? What's your?
I like to travel. Period. Out of the country, in the country, I like to travel. I will go by myself or with someone. I'm not tripping. Once they let me, that's fine. They don't, I'll go by myself. I don't care.
Top cities to travel to?
For me, I love Paris, and I love,
National, international.
I mean, any place. You can,
and I love New Orleans.
Okay.
I'm a foodie. I love food, so the food in Paris.
See, yeah, I always thought New Orleans. New Orleans was all right. I've been there a couple times.
I have favorite restaurants I love going to.
Huh. And what's your favorite city?
I'm a sun chaser. I just put me on a beach in the sun. I don't care. I mean, it could be local staycation, road trips. Doesn't even have to be necessarily on a plane for me.
Yeah, we do got a lot of good staycation places here. I mean, you got tree houses type of thing you can stay at. Man, Washington is beautiful.
I think
What's
Greece
your favorite
was
city?
mine. Greece was mine.
Oh, Greece?
Greece?
Oh man, that was
Singapore was nice too.
And Barry?
Dubai was good too.
Dubai.
Dubai was crazy.
I'm planning
And
on
Westminster,
going
man.
in 2 years.
Mine is Hawaii. Yeah, Kauai was fun. Kauai was
Yeah.
a chain. I loved it. Small.
Dubai got this hotel that we stayed the night in. Back then it was like $1,500 a night. I couldn't even imagine what it is now. But you drive up and you park your car and then you get on a boat. There's a moat around the hotel. You the boat to the hotel. The whole hotel room is like laced with gold, bed lace, toilets lace, everything you order in the hotel is free. And drinks, all that. There's no liquor laws in Dubai. Man, I'm talking about 4 Long Island. I'm talking about I couldn't even get to the room.
Everything's just stronger. That's the thing when you got,
Oh my God, bro! They had the hottest club in the city at the bottom was in their bar. It was crazy. Remember, Dubai was crazy.
That's such a benefit to always have a club. If you want to go clubbing, have the club, in the hotel you're staying in. You gotta have that.
They were just building a ski lift in the mall.
Oh my goodness.
I've been to Dubai like 3 times.
Oh man.
Dubai, Greece was fun. We ported in Greece. We ported at a castle. So when you got off, you got to walk through the castle grounds to go into the city. It was dope.
Now I do want to go to Australia. I want to go to Sydney.
8-1.
I already know.
8-1.
Oh
my goodness. Australia was a
dream. Wait. What she said? Look.
Women to men ratio.
Oh, okay.
Literally 8-1.
Okay, now there were probably 25 single men for single women. Okay, now
That's crazy.
it was a nightmare. It was not good. It was not good.
Australia is something.
It was a lot
Well, all right. I'm
Australia. Listen, it was crazy. So, short story. When my dad was in the Navy, I remember him telling us like stories when I was a kid, like when their boat would pull in, because they would still wear their white hats when they would pull in. They still have to get their dress blue.
I heard they just
Man, so he said they would like write their names on like the inside of their cap, and they would just throw it off the side of the boat, right? And then you would drop it, and as they get off, they find the one who had their hat or whatever, and they literally would be offering, hey, you want to come home? We'll like cook you dinner, we'll run you a bath. I'm like, man, there's no way. Like, you're lying. Listen, Australia was a dream.
I already know my good friend. Actually, one of my viewers that lives down there. He'll tell us in a minute. Okay, in the U.S. was one of the best that I think is. I like Austin. Austin is playing devil. What does it say?
Toom is taking it.
What? What am I missing?
Toom is taking it. Read it, Barry.
Okay, somebody got it.
Read it.
You want me to read it? Playing devil's advocate. You get to the airport, they offer you as a couple one free upgrade to first class. Do you take it or let your woman go or nobody go? I've actually had this. Okay.
You took it too.
No, I didn't take it. No, the lady, I don't take it.
If we're traveling together. We're staying together.
I don't. If you do that, you let the lady go upgrade.
Toom. We saw his face.
Toom,
He's taking it.
Don't.
I'm thinking too. We rolling like
listen, I'm gonna think about it, but I let her take it. If she wanted to take it, or I'd let her take it.
And most of the time, she would probably be like, "Babe, we ain't doing it. Or I'm not gonna do it. We're sitting in so."
Hold on, here's the question.
My partner.
If she told you to take it, would you take it?
Nah, man, because I already know what that's gonna be.
That's like saying I'm fine.
Right?
I'm fine.
Don't get off that plane. Listen, I'm sitting on that plane. I ain't even getting off. You take that seat. Don't listen. Pilot, we flying back to Seattle, bro. I'm with you, bro. When you fly home, I'm flying with you,
and
bro.
I want to tell you one. Yeah, those flight attendants are talking about you too. If you
Bro,
take that,
it's all
everybody, they are talking about you. Do not do it.
Don't do it.
Hey, Xavier, would you do it? Would you do it, bro?
Yeah, what is he doing?
Okay.
We're tall in the leg room.
I just asked for the emergency.
And free checks in the TSA, how important is the free check?
I have the TSA pre-check thing.
Yes.
I go right through, so
I agree with that. I was saying.
I have automatically.
Yes. Yeah.
It can be very convenient sometimes.
It is. I mean, it's
sometimes. Well, yeah.
Time of day. So.
You know I know, so I don't know what you. If I sit regular, you're right there with me. How about that?
Listen, ain't nobody going there. If I ain't going, you ain't going there. Damn it. They better go give me a seat up there. Your ass better sit your ass.
Yeah, man. I wish you would. Hey, I wish you would even.
What I like is pre-boarding. To me, the
pre-boarding is way
more
better.
important to me than the fancy print because if the flight is really full and bin space is limited, pre-boarding, you got space.
We got some bougie travelers in this.
What?
That's what I'm thinking.
Wait, I'm thinking right
so,
here.
Tim, I don't think I could travel with you. I'll learn for
Tim got 3 suitcases.
Here's the thing. I checked you guys for free. I checked you guys for free.
Listen,
I checked you guys for mine.
Look, she's getting off. She's getting all defensive.
I'm not stuffing my J's.
Man.
You understand me? So my J's is gonna fit nice and comfortable. But I'm actually about to buy one of them like shoe bags.
Yeah, you got to get
them shoe bags for those.
Shoe bag, yes, yeah.
That way I don't even have to carry the whole suitcase. I'll just carry the shoe bag.
Man, yeah, I definitely.
Yeah.
Is it carry on or you checking it? Your shoes.
I probably carry it. I mean,
That's one of those.
I normally check my suitcase because it's that big. Depending on how long I'm gone. If I'm gone for more than 4 days, I'm probably.
Probably, yeah. I'm just thinking if you went to like Mexico, Cabo or something.
Yeah, if I'm going for more than 4 days, I'm probably going to have 2 guaranteed.
Yeah. Xavier said upgrade all my seats at the gate. That's the best. Yeah, that's the best way to do it. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to go on a long trip and just sit, sitting in.
Might be going next year.
Costa Rica.
Right, my daughter's going for a month, and so I might go down for a week. Go there for a week. She's on her way to London right now.
Oh man. Yeah.
She's staying a month in London and 2 weeks in New York. Her daughter.
Yeah. Mine is. I was going to go to Vietnam.
My brother just moved to Thailand. I want to check that out. I bet it is too.
Yeah, they say Thailand, man. They say you might not want to come back.
There's Singapore, man.
Right there.
Bro, listen, let me tell you. So, in Singapore, the mall, it's like this is actually a really dope design. It's like a big circular building. Right? It's like 8, 9 floors, right? After the mall closes, the top floors are like having big clubs and bars, right? So, most of the cab drivers don't really speak a whole lot of English. So you get in the cab, you tell them you want to go to the 4 floors of whores. I'll tell you why they call it that. So after the mall closes, the top 4 floors, literally line like this, all the way around. Just walk up. You kick it, you got to take them home, go kick with them off in the club.
I'm against that.
As your
It is the oldest
Kool-Aid
profession in the world.
smell.
Listen, in the clubs, don't close till 5. Like, you can literally kick it all night. Like, it's crazy.
Real quick, do people think Vegas is overrated?
Yeah.
Vegas overrated?
Yeah, it depends on what you're looking for. Like, if you're just going for like the club strip experience, yeah, it's overrated. I mean, if once you've done it once or twice, you know what I'm saying? But Vegas does have a lot of attractions. Like if you look outside
we were there for a concert, which is always.
They got the best concerts though.
Yeah.
They do have the best concerts.
That's what I go for.
Concert experiences in Vegas are second to none. I mean, if you like shows, I think that's the Vegas experience.
But I mean, but
The strip though, it's just like.
Dress.
Come on, man, listen. Bro, when we was down there, when I went down there in April, bro, Juicy J, T.I., who else was there, man? They had somebody like every night.
See, I went there when the Weeknd was hosting, and it was
stupid. I know that was crazy.
Man.
Because T.I. was crazy.
Yeah, it's. Hey, I don't know if it still kicks it like that, man.
I was just there in April. Oh, bro, like I said, they had a different artist and Drake every night, bro. It was packed. And then they just built like 2 or 3 new hotels or whatever that are supposed to be real nice.
Yeah.
But again, I try to do like off strip attractions. Like they got like a lot of attractions you can go check out and stuff like that. Like they got a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, I actually stayed. I stayed off the strip. Yeah, it was dope.
Yeah, when I went down there last we got an Airbnb. That thing was huge. It was a nice pool. You know what I'm saying? 4 or 5 bedrooms. Cracking. We had our own pool table, bar. It was nice.
Yeah, I did the little MGM penthouse thing. Yeah,
I've done one of them too. I've done the
cool.
Signature Club is nice.
Yeah.
The one tucked off.
It's tucked off.
Yeah,
behind the
super nice.
And in fact, the NBA, that's where the league, summer league. You understand? That was good.
Super nice.
Yeah, it's dope.
Going to be one of them a couple years ago.
Yeah, it's dope. So, anyways, guys, thank you once again. Tuning in, Shopkulture, and every Tuesday at 8:00. I think we're all tired.
I think so too.
We're
Very low energy.
Yeah,
So.
we're exhausted. So, catch us next week.
You know me, man. I'll be here. I'll be a little late, but
We'll be here.
We'll be here, man. Thank y'all for tuning in.
If you are in the market to buy or sell your home, land, or property, it is in your best interest to work with a professional that cares and keeps your best interest first always. Melissa Williams is your agent, very customer service oriented, knowledgeable in all steps in the delicate process of your investment, and here to turn your dreams to reality. Call her now, 253-293-1056. That's 253-293-1056. www.melissawilliams.com.
Hey you, yeah you, don't you deserve a newer vehicle for 2022? Go see Ralph at Max Auto Plus Tacoma. Good credit, bad credit, always with the lowest interest rates possible. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and everyone sees the Carfax. The best customer service ever. Log on to GoSeeRalph.com or call 253-230-1494. That's 253-230-1494. Oh, one more thing. Did you know you get $200 cash money if you bring Ralph a customer? What are you waiting on? Go see Ralph. Max Auto is located at 12918 Pacific Avenue, South Tacoma. Get up and go see Ralph.